Ladies and gentlemen, I am about to enter the border between North and South Korea. This is one of the craziest borders on this planet. There is military everywhere, there is landmines everywhere. Hopefully we'll make it out alive, but I'm pretty sure about that because there are so many group tours. They just told me, Michele, please don't make photos of the soldiers, don't make photos of the bunkers unless it's allowed. Do not do this, that and that and that. They also said and joked about Kim Jong-un, he must die, they said, and they roasted lots of stuff about North Korea. So it's a pretty interesting group tour. The guy guiding us told, do not put me on the video, do not put me on the photos unless you Photoshop my face and you make me look so pretty. Welcome to Korea, at least South Korea. The line dividing the two countries is wide, about 2 kilometers. For the US viewers it might be like a mile. And for the American viewers, just before entering the border you can get a local McDonald's Frank Burger. But when you're in Korea, eat Korean food, eat some kimchi, enjoy it. So this one over here is called the Freedom Bridge. Almost 13,000 prisoners crossed it to come save their lives here in South Korea, and if you stop the video you can read about it. Guys, this one was the train that was shot down by the Korean army. I think there are over 1,000 bullet holes, and the main reason to destroy it was that this was providing all the resources to the North Koreans. It was providing food to the Chinese, helping the North Koreans, so it needed to be completely destroyed. Once they were able to succeed at it, they were kinda able to stop this war. Because without it, all the soldiers, they were forced to walk back north. It's ugly when you need to walk 1,000 kilometers to get some food. Pretty interesting and a pretty surreal place to explore. Trying to shoot this video, I lost my tour group. Look. By the way, over here there is still the train station that was supposed to connect the two countries, but right now you can buy only a symbolic ticket. You cannot reach the capital of North or the capital of the South. So guys, this was the original bridge that was destroyed, and they say that once Korea will be reunited, if it ever happens, they will build it again. By the way, there are so many Russian tourists, and they might be the only ones that actually know what it's like to have a country at war. Trying to shoot this vlog, I keep losing my group tour. I have no clue where they are. As long as I don't get shot, it's all well.
Yes, everyone. We are driving across the Imjin River area. There's the Imjin River.
So our dear guide says that the pollution comes from China, but Korea is completely screwed.
Can you believe this? Why life is so unfair.
Look at Beijing, 76, just across the sea. And between all this pollution, we do have an American military base hidden over there.
They will join the war right away.
So guys, apparently what we saw across the bridge was still South Korea. The guide explaining to me privately, only after I did ask him, and therefore only now we are actually entering the DMZ zone, and we need to show the passport to a couple of guys. I think they're very young because you're forced to go to the military in this country, and before it was 2 years when you're in your 20s. Right now I think it's 1.5. Let's see how it goes.
But isn't it weird or strange? Korean government provided 3 different benefits for settlers because this Imjin River
the tour guide said that many times they will find inside the water dead bodies, trash, anything possible, because this river flows from the north to the south.
They run for about 8 minutes documentary video about Korean war in the DMZ. you know what?
So that one is supposed to be the immigration
this is my
office
favorite driver
in
because
case
nobody
South
drives
and
slow like
North they
this.
will start communicating between each other. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now officially touching the ground of the DMZ. Welcome. Guys, there is so much pollution that it's impossible to see the sun. It's like covered, it's almost like seeing the moon. I guess both countries they will die without any war. 170 is the pollution rating right now. Like if you breathe this thing for long, you're gonna get cancer. What a crazy situation.
Daytime, North Korea, including nighttime.
So we are not gonna be allowed to film inside. They are gonna take our telephones and all the cameras. But this is the tunnel that North Korea built to reach South Korea. And in case of invasion, they were able to pass 30,000 soldiers per hour. There are other cool infos, but you should probably join the tour. So you see, we need to leave the jacket, telephone, and camera over here. Very good training, a bit of sweating, honestly nice experience, but the only reason they don't want camera down there is because at the end of the tunnel there is the door. It's not really a door, it's a broken wall where you could access North Korea. At the end of the tunnel it's actually very beautiful because it looks like you're inside a video game. Practically there is a tiny hole, there is some grass, stuff like that. And here I'm the master Paul.
Kimchi, hello.
On top of the tunnel there is a tiny shop for all the survivors that have been waiting over here. And probably after this tunnel, I guess lots of people are gonna take Gatorade and other energy drinks. Whoa, I might get it. Smart business move. They even do sell towels after this hike or climb. Finally we can see some sun. By the way, one crazy fun fact. We are surrounded by mines, millions of mines, and this is the only safe spot just next to the tunnel. What I cannot show you from the outside.
You can see from here.
Guys, the fun thing about this tour is that the tour guide is totally dissing North Korea. He always makes fun of them. They say that they want to have the longest flag and they made the biggest. They say that they have empty buildings. They say that they made a building just for repeat sounds and make scratchy sounds, while instead of from over here they do send K-pop music. Oh my gosh, that's real torture. But the real biggest torture is the fact that they send USB and snacks through the balloons over there, and the USB they do contain Korean drama. They have every episode but the last one, so if they want to watch the last episode they need to cross the border. I don't know if he was joking or if he was serious, but he seemed pretty serious while sharing this story. Pretty crazy. This is the South Korean side. That's the observatory. Unfortunately it's not allowed anymore to film and make photos through that window. It is what it is. You need to come here in person. Even the tunnel down there, I think the only reason they do not allow photos is just because people will make selfies. There is really nothing to hide. It's just a tunnel, just a nice hole. Crazy life, crazy planet. I don't know about you guys, but if I had to hear K-pop music the entire day, I'd jump off the building probably. But anyway, this building is so iconic. End of separation, beginning of unification. Unfortunately, we got kicked out. It is what it is. Last stop from the DMZ is a souvenir shop and a restaurant. Here they say that they do make these products in this area. Even DMZ chocolate souvenir. Interesting. In my past life I did work in a clothing shop with my family. I can see all the mistakes in such shirts. Very low quality. But okay. Guys, I don't think we have time, but there is a massive Korean food buffet. And in a souvenir shop I just bought water And I think all these guys are farmer or military guys, and that's where they do end up when they want to eat something different, because Seoul is like 2 hours away. I look at all the buses. Hey, hello again. I made it back to the city. Honestly, it was a very, very interesting experience. It's not like you learn a lot, but you learn about personal stories, and personal stories are the best way to connect with the locals and understand the country and the situation a bit better. There isn't much to see because everything is locked. What you saw is 80% of what I saw. If you come to Korea, I think it's a must to go visit this place. If you don't come here, you can probably skip it. This is like two brothers fighting against each other. They probably like each other, but the parents divorced, and the situation is messed up, probably for the rest of their life. With this very positive note, subscribe and see you at the next one. We're changing country. Ciao.